Just think about the last time you got a cut. A little paper cut, a scraped knee. It happens so fast, right? But the second it does, this incredible secret mission kicks off inside your body, all without you even thinking about it. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it all works. So there it is. Your skin is broken. Instantly, an alarm goes off that only your cells can hear, and this whole complex mission just begins. So what's the very first move in your body's amazing playbook for fixing the damage?
You might think it's just chaos down there, but nope. This is a perfectly coordinated 4-stage operation. It's like a highly trained biological team executing a flawless plan, where every single step perfectly sets up the next one.
And here is that mission's roadmap. It's got 4 main stages: hemostasis, inflammation, proliferation, and finally, maturation. These 4 steps are what take us all the way from injury to scar. So let's start with the most urgent priority: stopping the bleed. The first 2 stages, hemostasis and inflammation, are all about that emergency response. Think of it like your body's internal 911 call. The first responders are on the scene in seconds. Their job? Control the damage and secure the area. Fast. Okay, so priority number 1 is hemostasis. Before anything else can happen, the body has to plug that leak. It's absolutely critical. Instantly, the blood vessels right around the cut squeeze tight to limit blood flow. At the same time, these tiny little cell fragments called platelets rush to the scene. They get all sticky, clumping together and to the edges of the wound to form a plug, a clot. It's basically the body's own natural bandage, and it does 2 things. It stops the bleeding, and it creates a barrier to keep nasty bacteria out. All right, with the leak plugged, it's time to bring in the cleanup crew. This next stage is called inflammation, and its whole mission is to disinfect the site and get it ready for repairs. Have you ever wondered why cuts get all red, a little swollen, and warm to the touch? Well, that's the cleanup crew in action. Specialized white blood cells show up to fight off any germs and clear out any dead or damaged tissue. So all those signs we see, they're not a problem. They're actually proof that the healing mission is going exactly as planned. Okay, so the area is secure, it's been disinfected, the emergency is over. Now, the mission shifts from damage control to reconstruction. It's time to call in the rebuilding crew. This next stage is called proliferation, which is really just a fancy way of saying to grow or multiply rapidly. And that's exactly what's happening. The body is now totally focused on building brand new tissue from the ground up. The star player of this whole rebuilding phase is a protein called collagen. It's this strong, fibrous stuff that acts like scaffolding, weaving a whole new framework for the skin. While that's happening, new blood vessels are growing into the area to bring in fresh oxygen and nutrients. And up on the surface, a scab forms, which is basically the perfect little hard hat to protect all that delicate construction work going on underneath. So, the main structure is built, but the job isn't quite finished yet. The final stage of the mission is maturation. This is all about taking that newly built tissue and making it strong, durable, making it permanent. And get this final phase can take months, sometimes even years. Your body stays busy remodeling that collagen scaffolding, reorganizing it from a jumbled mess into a much more aligned, stronger structure. And the result of all that work is what we call a scar. It's the permanent evidence of a mission accomplished. But here's a really fascinating little detail about that repair job. A fully healed scar, no matter how tough it might feel, will only ever get back to about 80% of the original skin's strength. It's a permanent reminder that a repair was made right there. Now, your body does almost all of this incredible work on its own, automatically. But you have a super important role to play. Think of yourself as the guardian of this whole healing process, and what you do can either help the mission succeed or, well, get in the way. The good news is your part is actually pretty simple. Your support plan really just comes down to 3 basic, super effective steps. Help stop the bleeding, clean the wound, and then keep it covered. The whole key here is to work with your body, not against it. Applying gentle pressure helps with that first stage, hemostasis. Washing with just plain old soap and water is perfect for cleaning. Then cover it with a clean bandage. You see, keeping a wound covered and a little moist actually helps new skin cells move across the surface way more easily, which speeds up the whole repair. And of course, eating good, nutritious food gives your rebuilding crew the fuel they need to do their job right. And now for the single most important don't of all. I mean it. Whatever you do, do not pick the scab. Remember that hard hat we talked about? Well, picking it off is like ripping the hard hat off a construction worker. You're tearing away that protective shield, you're exposing all that delicate new skin to germs and infection, and you're pretty much guaranteeing a worse scar. You're undoing all the amazing work your body just did. So just don't do it. Look, most of the time, this mission goes off without a hitch. But sometimes the situation is just too much for your body's internal team to handle alone. And that's when you need to know how to spot the red flags and call for professional backup. You definitely need to get medical help if you can't get the bleeding to stop after about 10 minutes of firm, direct pressure. Same goes for any wound that's really deep, really large, or if it was caused by something dirty or rusty. And hey, if a wound just doesn't seem to be getting any better after a month or so, it's time to get it looked at. And you've got to keep an eye out for signs that some enemy invaders, bacteria, have managed to break through your defenses. If the pain is getting worse instead of better, if you see redness spreading out from the wound, if there's more swelling or heat, or if you see any pus, that's a classic sign of infection. It's a clear signal to call a doctor. When you really think about it, the healing of a simple cut is just a tiny, everyday miracle. It's this constant, powerful process of defense, cleanup, and rebuilding that's always ready to go. It just shows us that our bodies are hardwired for resilience. So the next time you get a little cut, just take a moment. You're about to witness an incredible secret mission, one that really proves just how remarkable you are.